Xeno Trunks versus Archie Silver is out, and oh boy, this one was a doozy. Not only the episode itself, but also the next time, which we will get to in just a bit. Before we begin, check out Capsirus' channel. He's doing his own review, and also me, him, and a few other people reacted to this episode. And oh man, we had a lot of fun doing so. Check out that video in Capsirus, please. It would mean a lot both to me and him if you did. Also check out the official release, support the creators, damn it. Anyways, let's talk about this ride of a fight. When this fight was announced, me and my friends got so excited. Obviously, we would have been hyped for Trunks vs. Silver if it was only their regular forms, but having it be Xeno vs. Archie not only makes the debate more interesting, but also allows for more bits of history and powers to be used, which made me really excited for what they would do with the episode. But did it deliver on the hype? Well, let's see. Going ahead and starting with the analyses, they're really good. I like them going over the complexity of Dragon Ball Heroes and the absurdness of Archie Sonic. Trunks's wasn't as good as Silver's, I will admit. It kind of dragged at points, and it felt like it was too center-focused on the Dragon Ball Heroes aspect of Trunks instead of Trunks himself. But it's still good. Silver's analysis is really great, though. The editing for this analysis is extremely well done, as well as Trunks. And also, it's really cool to see Jocelyn getting some more spotlight outside of Desk of Death Battle. And Boomstick obsessing over Spawn is a pretty funny gag, I'm not gonna lie. Kind of wish that they touched upon the fact that Silver was based on Trunks, but that's just wishful thinking. Okay, are you guys just noticing that I'm trying to rush through this segment so I can get to the fight? Yeah. Well, cool then, because I really want to talk about the animation as there's so much to go over here. So, in conclusion, analyses are really good. Okay, for real, let's start with the animation. The fight starts with Silver flying through the city quickly while being chased by some ki blasts. It's simple but effective, and Silver flying is pretty quick and swift. It's just satisfying to watch. Silver picks up a building, which is pretty impactful as Trunks slices through it and tells him that he's under arrest. The setup is pretty good. I mean, Trunks is part of the Time Patrol, Silver is a time traveler. This shit writes itself. Oh right, writing. Ultra Guy did a great job writing here. I gotta give a little shout out to him. What do you mean I forgot to write this into the script? No, I didn't. The models look really good. Trunks' super forms look fantastic, as well as Base and Super Silver. They just look extremely good. Base Trunks' model isn't as good. It looks really stiff and doesn't really have the energy the other two models have. Still though, both are great. And the voice acting is also immaculate. Scott Frerich is a name that I definitely pronounced wrong, and I am so sorry, but also did an amazing job voicing Trunks. The guy just felt like such a good fit, both when he is serious and bewildered against his opponent. I just love it. Silver's VA also knocks it out of the park. Man, Esu Onstig did so well, it's almost as if he was the real voice actor. Wait a minute. Esu Onstig? Esu Onstig spelled backwards is... it's no use. Hold up! So, I didn't actually realize what Esu Onstig meant until a bit ago, which caused me to rewrite this part of the script, but the name being anonymous means either two things. One, that the actor didn't just want his identity to be revealed, and that's okay. Or, they somehow managed to get the official voice actor for Silver in here, which is so fucking cool. It's no wonder almost all of their lines are delivered perfectly. Also, that would make it the first time a character voiced by their official VA won their fight, so that's pretty cool. But back on track, both seemed like they had a ton of fun and energy voicing these characters, and I'm glad they got put in these roles. Anyways, now back to the fight. Silver throws some rubble at Trunks, he avoids it, gets behind the Hedgehog and hits him down. Silver throws the Warp Ring and hits Trunks into it, which I personally thought had a good transition and amount of impact. Trunks fires a big fuck-off laser, Silver redirects it, big boom, and that ended the preview. It was pretty good. It looked like it was just going to be a fun time. But it is after the preview where shit starts to get real. Silver throws a giant-ass collection of rubble at Trunks, and that is when Trunks turns into a Super Saiyan form in a pretty good transformation. And the way that he just punches the giant boulder or whatever it is back is the ultimate Chad move. Silver's transformation into Super Silver is also really good. Now, what he does before looks kind of awkward. I don't know why. Maybe his aura should have been moving or something, because something just feels a little off here. But it's still a pretty good transformation scene. We then get one of two It's No Use lines, which I'm not gonna lie, felt kind of forced. Like, I felt like it would have flowed a little better if he said something just a little bit different. But Trunks calling Silver a ripoff is not only funny, but also a callback to Vegeta vs. Shadow, which is the only other Dragon Ball vs. Sonic episode. And that is pretty based, not gonna lie, Wiz. Trunks then hits Silver into space, which was kinda quick as it went from the city to, oh, we're in space now. But at least it's not as bad as what Shadow vs. Ryukyu did, I'll give it that. Also, we get to see the Macho Man vs. Kool-Aid Man constellation, which is pretty based. Rest in peace Chuck vs. Sega Tuck constellation, though. Silver then blows up part of the moon with this telekinesis, and Trunks looks upon it in pure shock. Part of me wishes that Silver threw the moon itself at Trunks, but hey, what can you do? And also, I'm pretty sure that Trunks saying, oh crap baskets, is a reference to DBZ Abridged, which is really cool. I also like Trunks using the Dragon Ball Heroes cards to use in the fight, and the way that he prays for a good pull only for him to go, good enough, is so fucking funny to me for some reason. He throws out 3 cards, and 2 of them are the base avatars, and the third is just floating off in the distance, which was a really neat visual gag. I don't even know who that is, but I can tell what he is to the Phantom and the crew just from this. Good job, Death Battle. You would make my English teacher proud with your attention to detail. After that, we get to what is probably my favorite part of the entire fight. The trio all fire lasers at Silver, but the Hedgehog redirects them, getting the best of the avatars and making Trunks block the blast. Silver then redirects the 2 lasers again in what is probably my favorite shot of the entire episode, and forms them into the current laser and having them strike Trunks. God, this whole scene is just so clever, so cool, so badass. I just love it. This is when Trunks transforms into his god form, and we get a pretty good combo as well as an impactful final flash. Granted, not as good as the one in Thor vs. Vegeta, though. After those shenanigans, Trunks pulls out the key sword and strikes Silver, causing not only Silver to glitch out, but reality itself as it starts malfunctioning and turning back time over and over. Then we get some really good line deliveries from both actors as Silver uses Chrono Control and Trunks uses the Eternal Time Labyrinth on each other. Like, seriously, Silver's VA, which again is probably the official one, put their all into that line. Then we end up in the Xenoverse where Trunks uses the aforementioned Eternal Time Labyrinth to get the best of Silver as he fuses Ki and the Key Sword together. Heh, ironic. To finish the job. But then we get another It's No Use line that is actually a lot better. It fits a ton more in the ending than some random part in the middle. And also the delivery is just badass as hell. This is the moment where my friends absolutely went crazy. The way Silver uses Chronos Control to send Trunks' sword back and strike him instead was crazy cool and creative, and it is followed by a really cool death, helped by a good death scream from Scott. Silver, after a good fight, teleports back to Mobius as we get a nice calm ending as he looks upon the city. And that's not only a good ending, but also a way for Death Battle to show off their amazing backgrounds. Whew! Oh my god, that fight was absolutely nuts! And I'm gonna be honest, I actually wasn't expecting Silver to take the win. Sure, it was the closest fight Death Battle has had in a while, but I was pretty sure Trunks was gonna pull out a win here. I don't really have any connections or strong feelings to Silver, but all my friends were really hoping for Silver to win, so I'm glad they got what they were hoping for. The post-analysis is pretty beefy one, as it should be with these two. I personally think it does the job explaining how Archie Silver takes it. And even if you don't agree, you gotta admit it did a way better job than Flash vs. Sonic, as well as delivering on animation potential. And there you go. That is Xeno Trunks vs. Archie Silver. I don't know about the rest of you all, but I really enjoyed my time with this one. Not only is it a genuinely great episode, but it is also a treat that I was able to react to this episode with friends. That was so much fun. But God, they just had to take away my attention from this episode for the next time, did they? Okay, so fucking SpongeBob SquarePants versus Super Friends Aquaman? Arguably one of the most unexpected fights of this season. Maybe. I know Luis was hinting that barely anyone was going to guess what it was, but holy, I was not expecting it to be this. Okay, so I'll pull out my critical side first before talking about my true thoughts. The matchup isn't that good. The connections are literally just water, and it is one of the biggest stomps of the entire year. Again, maybe. But am I excited for the episode? You bet your ass I am. The fact that this isn't a fever dream, the fact that this isn't a hallucination, the fact that we are actually getting SpongeBob SquarePants and Super Friends on Death Battle is genuinely the most baffling thing I've seen in a long while. But I am not complaining. We are in dire need of more Western animation rep, and I'm just glad we're getting more of it. And on the topic of Luis saying barely anyone was going to guess it, Biff Weed actually predicted we would have a SpongeBob fight. And as you can see, he is just as surprised as the rest of us. I still can't believe it. I'm still in shock that we are going to have these two be analyzed in a versus setting. I am so hyped for this episode to come out. Oh my god. My only real worry is that I'm scared they're going to give Aquaman the short end of the stick here. I'm rooting and betting on SpongeBob. I have a ton of nostalgia for him, as everyone seems to have here. But this is already starting to seem like a Poe vs. Iron Fist situation where everyone in the community is hyping up one character while the other is left in the dust. And sure, Iron Fist got all the respect he deserved in that episode, but Aquaman, the Super Friends version specifically, is known for always being called useless by the fans. And I'm worried that Death Battle will take that into the episode. Granted, they don't really do that. Hell, even Silver got a ton of recognition in the episode, and the guy who created the show is very open about the fact that he does not like him. But that's just a little something that has me a bit hesitant on this. But whatever, I'm still hyped. I really hope that the setup is that SpongeBob thinks that Aquaman is a Mermaid Man imposter and tries to stop him. That would seem like the most in-character way to start this. Maybe we can have some cameos from other superheroes and Bikini Bottom residents in the fight. That could be really cool to see. The animation style could work either in sprites or hand-drawn. Either I'd be totally fine with. But if I had to guess, I would say sprites and leave the special animation style to a Halloween episode, which is hopefully Jason vs. Michael and not Sauron's fight. Please, God, I'm begging you. Also, since Brandon was able to get Roger Bumpus for Destruction in E minor, that could mean that Tom Kenny might be able to voice SpongeBob here. And if he did, that would honestly be one of the coolest things to happen on this show. But anyways, I think that's enough time talking about Spunk's Clob versus Fishman. Let's talk about this banger of a track playing in the background. Hedge of Tomorrow is such a good score, man. It's one of the few Death Battle OSTs that could actually pass as separate music with no relation to the show. And the music and lyrics help to make this one of my personal favorite tracks of the season. I really wish I could say more about this track, but honestly, I'm practically speechless on it. It's just so damn good. It has so much energy, and I just adore it, man. Okay, this video is getting pretty long, so I'll start wrapping it up now. For this episode's score, I'll give it a 0 out of 10. If you're wondering why, it's because in my prediction video I said that if Silver said it's no use more than once, then I would give it that score, and here we are. Okay, in all seriousness, 9 out of 10. It is definitely really good, but I don't think it's on the same level as Dio Card or Pop Tama. There are a ton of elements here that make this a standout of the season, though. The stellar writing, visuals, banger track, and more. Maybe it'll increase, decrease, who knows. We'll just have to see. Oh, and also I'm changing my Black Adam vs. Apocalypse score to an 8 out of 10. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Check out my reaction to the episode on my buddy Capsirus' channel. Both will be in the description, and I'll see you in the next video. Whether that's if I can get a video done in time, or if that's when SpongeBob vs. Aquaman comes out.
Oh my god! That looked like it hurt.